So we have some breaking news. A cargo ship has actually crashed into a pillar that holds up the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland. This is huge news, and the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention today is because this is going to impact the local economy plus the U.S. economy. In addition to that, as of right now, we do know there's about 20 missing people that were on the bridge. There were cars, there were working crews, there was even a tractor trailer crossing the bridge at that time. I want to play you this clip just so that you can kind of see exactly what happened. It's just going to be a short clip and then we'll discuss it a little bit more. But look at this. This is the exact moment that the bridge collapsed. Now, these things happen. We do know that normally in this situation, when you are in a tight area like in the Patapsco River, what normally happens is you have local pilots that are piloting these ships. Well, we don't know exactly what's happening yet. They're still under investigation. But again, the big news here is there's people missing. And the second thing, this is going to cause a lot of issues for the local economy for many months. Many months. So we're going to get to all that in just a moment. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So this event, which they're calling a mass casualty event, this took place about 1:30 a.m. this morning. This morning it's March 26th. This is actually turning into a massive issue. Now, I want to show you this. Okay, I want to play you this clip really quick, and I'll just talk over it. This is as of the sun coming up. This is kind of what we're seeing. Okay, so obviously the ship right there where it's at, that is where one of the pillars was. It hit that pillar. The ship you can see is kind of holding up part of the bridge. The rest of the bridge is underwater. There were working crews reportedly working on the bridge. They normally do this every single night, and they were pouring concrete. Well, the issue now is this entire bridge has to be pretty much rebuilt. And this is why some are saying it's going to be a huge issue for the entire city and the country, because this is a very important bridge. Okay, let me just explain some stuff here. It says the Francis Scott Key Bridge was very important and a valuable bridge. The Baltimore port, okay, which you can see right here. Okay, you can see the Seagirt Maritime Terminal, Port of Baltimore, right here. This is the 13th most important U.S. port for foreign trade. Right here. Here's the issue though. Okay, because you're probably thinking, why would this bridge really matter? Why is this bridge such a big deal to the port that's clear over here? We can still get products from this port and transport them through the different roadways, right? You don't have to go over this bridge. Here's the problem. How do you get into this port from here? Okay, there's no other way to get into the port because this bridge is now blocking it. This bridge is down. It's in the water. That's the reason why this is such a big deal. It also says, according to reports, it says experts believe that the impact on the city and the economy will be catastrophic. This port could be unusable for several months as city workers work to reconstruct the bridge, and this could go up to a year. So if that is the case, and we are about to see that this bridge is going to be in the way the entire time, one, no traffic can get across it. Two, no container ships can get through because they're going to have to pull the wreckage out of the water. They're going to have to rebuild some of these supports and actually reconstruct the bridge. So again, it's a huge issue. And that is not even taking into consideration how long the investigation is going to be. It's not like we're going to get a team out there and a crew out there tonight and start pulling the wreckage out of the water so that ships can go through. That's probably not going to happen. Again, that's part of the issue. Now, I want to show you a couple other things. Okay, I want to read you this. How the collapse will affect traffic. It says the 2.6 kilometer 4-lane bridge, which is I think like 1.4 to 1.6 miles, was part of Interstate 695, built in 1977. It spanned the Patapsco River, a vital artery that, along with the Port of Baltimore, is a hub for shipping on the U.S.'s East Coast. The Helen Delic Bentley Port of Baltimore is the largest in the U.S. for specialized cargo and bulk handling facilities. Around 800,000 vehicles are estimated to have passed through the port in 2023, transporting a record 1.3 million tons of imported cargo. The bridge reportedly carried about 11.5 million vehicles annually, with an average daily traffic of 31,500 vehicles. Currently, all vehicles are being detoured. All lanes closed both directions. For instance, on I-695 Key Bridge, traffic is being detoured. Now, what does this mean? Well, what we know is for all the people that were traveling, okay, south to north, okay, coming up here from Hawkins Point, coming up this way to Dundalk. The problem now is you have to go this way. You have to travel this way, closer to the city center, okay? And you got to take this bridge right here next to the Fort McHenry National Monument, okay? So if this really cut down on your travel time, well, unfortunately, you got to go all the way up here. You got to come north. And that's going to add some time. That's going to add some travel. That's also going to add a lot of backups here where you're going to have more traffic. I want to show you one other thing. A lot of people are speculating that, was this the attack that we were expecting? Was this the attack that some were saying that, well, we could have been hacked? We could have been hacked. The ship, because again, like I said, we use local pilots that understand the river, understand where they can and can't go. They understand how to navigate through this. They jump on the ship further out in sea, and they take it into port. Now, some are saying, there's some reports, and again, I'm not saying this, I just want to report what is being reported. There are some reports that there could potentially be some type of attack, some type of cyber attack, and not a huge one, where the coordinates were not 100% accurate, and the ship actually was directed into that pillar. I don't think that is the case. I haven't heard a lot of reputable channels or reputable people discussing that yet. But again, it's still early. I do want to show you this. This is from Secretary Mayorkas. He says, "We are closely monitoring the tragic situation unfolding as a result of the container ship colliding with the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. Our thoughts are with the families of the missing and injured." Goes on to say, the U.S. Coast Guard, USCG, was on the scene along with our state and local partners and is actively involved in search and rescue operations this morning. There are no indications that this was, probably shouldn't have clicked on it. There are no indications that this was an international act, and we are assessing the impacts of the Port of Baltimore. That is what's being said right now. Okay? So there's no indication that this was a intentional act, not international, intentional. This could have been just a simple mistake. Could have been an accident. That is what he is saying. So, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if this was intentional or not. Again, it's still very early. This just happened this morning at 1:30 a.m. according to reports. So, as the day goes on, we will get more information on it, and I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates. If this was an intentional act, if this was because of some type of cyber attack, some type of misinformation, I promise I will bring you that update as soon as we get it. So that's what we know as of today. As always, as soon as I know more, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. But that is what we know as of right now. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys on the next one.